1,
2,
3, 4,
5,
6, 7.
Alright, migrate.
9.
Alright, don't do that. Alright, this is my speech number 3 for public speaking. It's our controversial topic, and mine is on water bottle usage. I chose to do this speech at my workplace because we use water on a daily basis, and we're always outside, so obviously we're using them all the time. I'm going to start by doing some pros and cons of water bottles and why people use them or may not use them. This information is mostly coming from conserveenergyfuture.com. And, okay, so pros. They're made out of plastic, obviously, so they're easily, you can buy them anywhere, bring them anywhere, but they're also easily disposable. So they can be left anywhere, or they can be thrown around, like on the ground, and other people have to take care of it. They can basically just fill up a lot of unnecessary trash. And for people that are wanting to reuse water bottles, there's also problems doing that too, because not only will they grow bacteria in the heat if they're left out too long and after they've been drinking, but also because they can throw it out in the ocean, and then that can cause actual death in the ocean. So hopefully that's a compelling reason not to use some water bottles. Okay. Now some pros for water bottles. They're easily accessible. You can get them anywhere. They're quite cheap. You don't have to carry around some heavy jug filled with your own water or ice water. You just have your own water bottle. Now, this information is mostly coming from biomasspackaging.com about ocean pollution from water bottles. The ocean is actually the #1 victim, as I was saying earlier, of water bottles. We've all seen Nemo. Bad stuff can happen in the ocean with plastic. Scientists are actually saying that by 2050 there will be more water bottles in the ocean than fish. We don't want that for the reef in the ocean. Now I'm going to go back to some pros for water bottles, because I feel like there are more pros than cons when it comes to water bottles. Like I said earlier, convenience. You no longer, with the water bottle, you don't have to carry around the jug yourself. You don't have to have constantly refilling it. You can just have a water bottle, drink what you want, throw it away. But also, you can be wasting water. Like, for example, this water bottle right here. Somebody didn't finish this water bottle, but you know what we're going to do? We're just going to simply throw it away. We're wasting water, and we're wasting plastic. Now, that means that people might start using water jugs. I still am on the pro water bottle side. Now, talking from a perspective of a person that uses water bottles every day, all day, I probably drink at least 10 water bottles a day, and we actually use these mini water bottles. It's kind of weird to drink them because we get them ice cold, we drink about half of them, put them down because we're nonstop moving outside, then we just have a bunch of half water bottles laying everywhere. No one knows whose is whose. They end up not getting drank. They get thrown away, and then there's just a bunch of waste of water. The reason we have the miniature water bottles is so that we don't waste water, but I think it's quite the opposite. Everybody just grabs one thinking it's not a lot, it ends up being more water than you think, and then you're just wasting. That's where jugs could come in handy as well. Even though I said I don't recommend them, they could come in handy if for somebody that's necessarily not working all day, or if it's a big enough jug, you would not have to refill it. Because I know for a fact that if I had to carry around a jug all day, I wouldn't be drinking any water because I wouldn't be able to do it. Talking more about water bottle pros is that you don't really have to worry about filtration and purity. If you say you go to a foreign country or somewhere that has water that may be contaminated, polluted, anything could be wrong with it. Natural sources, not talking about things getting planted. But water bottles, you don't necessarily have to worry about the purity of what you're drinking. If you do go to somewhere that has known problems with water, you could get extremely sick. It's very known to go to other countries and you get sick from just eating or drinking soup, drinking the water. Even a faucet you could get terribly sick from. And that's what the biggest pro probably of water bottles is. You don't really have to worry about filtration because they come filtrated. You could always get your own water system, fill up water bottles, but that goes back to the potential bacteria growing inside of the water bottles, which is what people are trying to avoid. That's why they make pH increasing like water bottles with their own filtration system that you can just fill up yourself from anywhere. I mean, that's great and all, but that's kind of getting rid of water bottles and turning it more into water jugs. So as long as people drink water bottles and don't waste them, or say there's a bunch of people, maybe just label your water bottle so nobody ends up not drinking it. Everybody just drinks what they grab. It's like food. If you're gonna eat food, finish it. Green Garage Blog is the website I got some of this information from on water being pure and not pure, and that's like a pro of water bottles. Wasn't coming directly from me. So over these 3 sources I've had, and over the information I've actually learned, I did not know a lot of this stuff, is that water bottles actually are more harmful than I believe them to be compared to, say, heavier duty water jug. It's completely up to the person. You could or could not harm the environment using water bottles. It just depends on the person and how you use it. You could throw away or trash the community with literally anything. So as long as people just do what they're supposed to, don't do everything wrong, then water bottles can be a very valuable source of drink. Boys, how many waters do you think we drink a day?
50 at least.
Out of everybody?
Yeah.
So out of everybody, there being 8 of us working right now, we probably go through at least 50 mini water bottles. So that's equivalent to 25 normal waters. I don't know. But definitely we cause some issues with not drinking them because they're laying around everywhere. But hopefully we can stop that with this speech. We can stop wasting water bottles, start using for the right purposes, labeling them, boys, and hopefully we can get some change made in the community. Thank you.
Thank you.